Well, remember this post when I was talking about Donald Trump having the same vibe as JFK? Well, this shit just keeps giving. So a couple of days ago, I also posted the shooter being on top of the roof. That's got something like 40,000 likes. So it turns out that the police department knew 26 minutes prior to being discovered. So it turns out that the roof that he was actually on top of was also stationed with sniper shooters in the building. However, the police knew about this young guy, but they took photos of him, but they never saw a rifle. So he gets back on top of the building where the snipers are, and he has a rifle. So my question is, how the fuck did he get there with a rifle, plus enter the ground with explosives in his vehicle? Everything about this thing tells me this is an inside job. You can't get to a ground like that when you've got secret services everywhere, then you've got police officers. One would imagine that your vehicles would be checked. He had bombs in there. Where was the rifle from? If the police already viewed him and they took photos of him, I mean, come on now. You know what I think? If I was an advisor of Donald Trump, I would get rid of every single person that's on my security team and get real military snipers from the US military. There is a bunch of them out there. I'm pretty sure they could handpick them if they wanted to. This is definitely an inside job, and let's face it, and let's be honest, America, it's not the first time you've tried to shoot your president or your president-elect. This has been going on for bloody forever, centuries. Take a look at your history book. It's gone on for such a long time that it's become the norm. So take a look at the next clip and make your own opinions.
This whole Trump situation just got even more insane. You see, it was initially reported that the local police knew about the threat just minutes before the attack. But now sources say that law enforcement spotted Thomas Crooks on a roof 26 minutes before he opened fire at Trump. Authorities also took pictures of him on 2 separate occasions because they thought he looked suspicious. But it should be noted that on both occasions he didn't have a gun, so he was categorized as suspicious but not a threat. They say that Thomas got down off of the roof and they momentarily lost sight of him. But when he returned, however, he had a rifle. Police were alerted by the public, and one officer even tried to climb onto the roof, but as soon as he peered his head over, Thomas turned around, pointed the gun at him, and he jumped down. We're also now finding out that there was even a local police counter-sniper team stationed inside the building where Thomas was on the roof. He was literally climbing on top of them. And although snipers on the other roof had a clear view of Thomas, they didn't take the shot until after he opened fire. Why, you may ask? Well, we don't know. No one in the public really does yet. And even if it was something like they weren't able to confirm that he was a reasonable enough danger to take lethal action, it doesn't really explain why they wouldn't have taken far less drastic measures like just taking Trump off stage. Thomas was able to get so close to Trump that he was the same distance the US Army recruits must hit a human-sized silhouette to qualify in basic training. And the questions don't stop there. Despite the FBI in the last 48 hours breaking into Thomas's phone, searching his computer, scouring his search history and bedroom, and interviewing over 100 people, including his friends and family, they still haven't found any evidence to suggest a concrete motive. The information they do have is either contradictory or just plain confusing. He was a registered Republican, but donated to the Democrats. People who knew him say he was relentlessly bullied. He passed a background check at his work and raised no concerns. And people at school described him as a little bit of a loner, but nothing out of the ordinary. He was always nice and he was well liked by his teachers. And on top of that, the FBI haven't found any indication of him researching how to make homemade explosives. So it's currently unclear as to how Thomas assembled the explosive devices found in his car. A massive investigation is currently underway into so many of these questions. So of course, when this starts to make any sense, I'll keep you guys updated.